Okay guys, we all know what we're here for. The infamous cat, embodied perfectly by the shagadelic Mike Myers, is who we're all here to see. The cat's sudden appearance, seemingly from nowhere, is the inciting incident for our story. Right away, he gets to work causing mischief and fun within the lives of our characters. What is not immediately obvious is that the cat exists on a higher plane of reality than the other characters in the film. The cat has the ability to morph the reality around him on a whim, even in order to make stupid jokes. This is demonstrated in almost every scene involving the cat. I bet you thought it was just magic though. Well, think again. The cat is the only character who breaks the fourth wall. He nods and winks at the camera. It's very likely that this cat is aware that this is a film.
Oh yeah!
The cat's hat and his box, or the transdimensional transportalator, both exist within the world of the film and extend beyond it into extra dimensions. The cat is also seemingly able to create or locate these artifacts, as is the case with the sofa and the underground party. The cat refers to the space within the box as his world and tells us that these artifacts are portals between worlds. The cat himself is also clearly not a real cat. It's Mike Myers in a costume. Thus, the cat is a bridge between the three worlds: the world of Anvil, his world, and our world, the world of the audience and the film's production. The cat is the conductor. It's interesting to note that sources from the set of the film indicate that Mike Myers would often overrule director Bo Welch during the filming. The cat is at all times in complete control of the situation. He's constructing the film as we watch, taking the children and the audience on a journey. The purpose of this journey is to teach Sally and Conrad a lesson, but is that all? Is the cat, being aware of the audience, not also trying to teach us a lesson? And if so, what is that lesson?
It's fun to have fun, but you got to know how.
The cat teaches us through a series of performances and situations, one of the most important being the contract.
It's called a contract.
The cat presents the children with a contract to sign, which guarantees they'll be able to have all the fun they want, and nothing bad will happen. This contract seems almost too good to be true, and it serves as a setup for the final test at the end of the film. As we mentioned in part 1, our characters are unable to function properly as part of Anvil society, as Sally is a control freak and Conrad is a rule breaker. The contract itself is a physical representation of the social contract. The social contract is an idea that originated in Thomas Hobbes' great work, Leviathan, first published in 1651. An early work of political philosophy, the contract theory articulated the notion that states exist through some form of consent of the governed, either implicit or explicit. As opposed to existence in the state of nature, or every man for himself anarchy, the social contract allows individuals to exist as part of a larger group by agreeing to cede some of their natural rights so that others will cede theirs. From this compromise birthed states that wielded power in such a way as to maintain this common ground among men. Although these states would also inevitably exist within a greater state of nature, unless there was an even greater power to regulate their behaviour on this scale, as found in institutions such as the EU or the United Nations today. By asking Conrad and Sally to sign the contract, the cat is asking them to become active participants in society, with the benefits and responsibilities that entails. It's also interesting to note that Mike Myers was contractually obliged to star in this movie. Okay, I know we're getting a bit crazy here, but the film encourages us to look at events beyond the surface level from the beginning. After the very first musical number, the now talking fish contextualizes what we've just seen by saying,
"Bravo, cat. I think these children are smart enough not to fall for your MTV-style flash at the expense of content and moral values."
This line forces us to take a deeper look at the cat's performance, and not just accept it on a surface level. Even if you weren't already thinking about the film in this way, now you are.
Milk? Big mistake.
More examples of the film's self-awareness include this gag about the real Cat in the Hat ride at Universal Studios.
It's on the ride at an amusement park!
You mean like at Universal Studios? Cha-ching.
And this comment about the banging Smash Mouth tune at the end.
Okay. We had some good times. We cleaned up the house. We even managed to work in an up-tempo pop tune for the soundtrack. That's important.
Also, take the hilarious cupcake sequence. The cupcake sequence is a fun box of self-aware shit, including the boom guy being visible, the laugh sign being positioned for us, the audience, not the on-screen audience, and the general satire of television marketing and useless products.
I'm so excited! Do you love making cupcakes but hate all the hard cupcake work? I know I do. Well, forget everything you know about making cupcakes and say hello to the amazing cupcakeinator. I'm so excited!
Beneath these details, there's also a very serious tension between the two on-stage cats as they attempt to fulfill their roles within this wacky TV set context.
Anything. I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident. Anything. Now, let's see.
This plays into ideas of artifice that exist throughout Anvil society and our own.
Yeah.
These tensions erupt suddenly and violently when the cat chops off his own tail.
Son of a bitch!
And that's not the only thing he's had chopped off. There are several references throughout the film to the cat's status as a eunuch. Yes, that's right, the cat has no testicles. This is the cat's motivation for putting Sally, and particularly Conrad, back in line. His lesson is a cautionary tale. But what exactly is the lesson? What is the how in It's Fun to Have Fun, but you've got to know how? In order to have fun, or exist happily within society, a certain ironic detachment is required. The cognitive dissonance that emerges from over-identification with an institution's values can lead to unhappiness, much in the same way that complete rejection can leave one without access to the benefits offered by existing as part of a collective. The lesson being that to exist within society, one must not over-identify with its values, nor should they completely rebel against them, else they'll be unhappy or no fun. From this understanding comes the phrase, "rules are made to be broken." If the contract is to be taken as akin to the Holy Bible, a text at the foundation of our society, and the cat as the father, then the opening of the crate is sin, and Sally and Conrad learning from their mistakes is an act of faith. At the end of the film, the cat reads from the contract. If Conrad, aka Concrete, should open the crate, the contract shall be null and void. Yet, if Sally and Conrad should learn from their mistakes, the contract shall be reinstated. The fact that the contract contains rules which it allows to be broken is paralleled in the Bible. While the Bible's full of rules, take the Ten Commandments for instance, it also contains passages, "Christ hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us." The laws in Deuteronomy, Exodus and Leviticus are hard to follow as we're imperfect. Romans 7:14 also highlights how we know that the law is spiritual and hence perfect, but we can't follow it exactly how the Father intended as we are imperfect. We are told, "The just shall live by faith," which means that faith is the key to salvation. By showing faith, by preparing to accept responsibility for their mistakes, and thereby demonstrating that they've learned their lesson, Sally and Conrad earn the love of the Father and are saved. Salvation here is represented by the cat cleaning up the mess, Larry getting his comeuppance, and Joan's party being a success. The fact that this salvation also includes pleasing Humberflube feeds back into the ideas from the social contract where, although Humberflube's society is not perfect, it's better than returning to a primal state of nature, which was what Conrad was originally working towards. Now, we see that both children have chilled out and are ready to live as part of society in good faith, not over-identifying with it, but not completely rebelling. I hope you found this discussion of Cat in the Hat interesting. I'd like to hear your thoughts, so leave them in the comments, or we've got a little subreddit just started up, so post on there, you know. Next video we're going to be talking more about the critics and why didn't they get some of this stuff? Is there something we're missing? Like, we'll see. Anyway, this has been the Thinking Man's Thinking Man. I think so you don't have to.